Afternoon, everybody. My name's Charlie Thorburn. Helping me today are Ash and Lauren. Hindering me today are some of my dogs, some of our dogs. So we're going to give you a little demonstration regarding training gun dogs. But a lot of the stuff we do, it's not necessarily all about gun dogs. It's about dog training. Because we don't teach a gun dog to necessarily be a gun dog. You don't teach a Labrador to retrieve, and you don't teach a Spaniel to hunt. You teach them to do it all. It's quite funny because the last 2 times I've done this, I've been the one running around, and I can't hear the "oh" that I just heard just then. Ash and I are fully aware that no one comes to see us; they come to see our dogs, and specifically the puppies. Now, some of you might have been lucky enough to have already had a little play and a little bit of social time with these guys over in our tent. So what have we got here? We've got 3 little Labradors. We've got a yellow one, a black one, and a dark yellow one, or you know, more commonly known these days, a red Labrador. And we've got a little black and tan cocker who's called Gravy. Hello, Gravy. So what's the trick with training dogs? The trick is to start as you mean to go on. Write that list on your fridge of all the things you want the dog to do and all the things you don't want the dog to do. Don't go, "oh, no, I remember." You won't blooming remember. Write it down. Whenever we have people come for lessons, we're like, video some of it. Listen to record some of what we say, because you're not going to remember it all. So what do? We spend a lot of the time running away from them. You notice Ash is spending all of his time running away from them. He's using a high-pitched, encouraging voice, squeaking between his lips, just anything to keep them entertained. If he feels like he's going to lose their focus, he pulls out his magic little paint roller, okay? What he's waving around in front of the dog is just a mini paint roller. We use them a lot for training, especially the young dogs, because, you know, they're easy to come by. They're nice size for them to feel and pick up. They're sort of soft, but they're not crushable and not so easily sort of crunched or anything. And they just generally really like them. We also use a lot of tennis balls. So it doesn't really matter what you're encouraging your dog to retrieve, as long as it's understanding the concept of it goes out, it picks it up, and it brings it back to you. People feel the need to go out and buy, and I don't want to do a disservice to people selling gun dog training kit, but they go out and they feel a need to buy all the best, latest kit. And actually, I know a chap once, he'd just done it all with flinging tennis balls, simulating the rabbit running away, and he won. When you're training young dogs, you've got to do it one-to-one. We all know that if we go for a lesson, be it a shooting lesson, a gun dog lesson, a extra maths lesson, whatever it is, whatever stage you're at in life, if you do it one-to-one, it's all about you and the teacher. The training is focused on you and what you need. Trying to do it as a group just never works as well. Trying to train a group of puppies together like we just had out is never going to work that well. So he's much easier to keep that little dog's focus. When he wants it to do a retrieve, he winds it up a little bit with the paint roller. He flings the paint roller, the puppy picks it and runs back to him, hopefully. The faster he runs, the faster the puppy runs home. Bye-bye, puppy. Come on. He's got to make himself interesting and inviting. It's not about grabbing the retrieve off the dog. It's about, come to me. It's about being like you're talking to a small child, okay? You're down at their level. You're like engaging with them. Hello, what are you doing? Where have you been? You're not up there going, come here, behave, because you're not going to get a reaction from the dog. If you speak to the dog the way you speak to the dog is the way you want the dog to respond, okay? If you ask a dog to do something nicely and calmly, it's because you want them to do a nice, calm action. So sit, heel, we want them to be calm, and then we want them to be with us. If we want them to chase a wounded pheasant across a field, we don't go on, do you want to go and get it? We go on, quick, quick, quick. There's a bit of urgency in our voice. And when you're training a young dog, or any dog, it's got to be the same. So if we're being calm, heel, we want them to be calm. We're saying it calmly and quietly. Sit, we're saying it calmly and quietly. If we want them to come and get us, we go, come on, pop, 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 and we run away and we're enthusiastic. So you've got to think about that. You can't be monotonal. One of the hardest things we come across when we're training people to train their own dogs is people who can't be sort of expressive. The more dramatic someone is, the more enthusiastic, the more of a Jekyll and Hyde personality they have, the better. You can't just be all Good dog, good dog. Oh, you're running away from me. Good dog. Oh, you're running away. You're a good dog. You're a good dog. Great. Oh, you're coming to me. You're a good dog. You're a good dog. It doesn't make any sense. It's got to be, no, no, no. Where are you going? Yes, yes, yes. Well done. Come back to me. You've got to make it very clear. They're dogs. They speak dog. So you've got to learn how to speak dog. Don't expect them to learn your language. So little Coda here has been trained at home in the fields and things on our little farm. She's learned how to walk to heel. She's learned how to sit and stay. She's learned how to retrieve. And then she comes into the big wide world of the Scottish Game Fair, and she just continues to do all the things she's learned at home. A lot of people have commented the last couple of days they'd seen a little video I put up of me with my demonstration team that you'll see in a little bit, the older dogs, in the middle of Leicester Square, doing a gun dog demo in Leicester Square. And they're like, you know, oh, that was great. Why did you do that? It was to prove a bit of a point. And the point was, if you do all your training on a farm on the top of the hill, and you train them well and they do it right, they will get it right everywhere, including walking 9 dogs through the middle of Leicester Square off a lead, asking them sit outside. I think the premiere for Game of Thrones or something was on, so there was lots of people around. But they just did it, they took it in their stride, and it didn't bother them, because they were like, well, we're sitting and staying, we're walking to heel, and we're doing retrieves. What does it matter that we're on concrete in the middle of a town and not on the grass? It didn't matter. So you've seen Coda going from, she's been on the lead, then she's off the lead. She's doing her retrieves. The first one, we always throw the retrieve over our head, because then if the dog tries to go before they're asked, we can stop them. Little and often is a very, common term with training dogs. Don't try and push them too long. There's only so long they can do before they get bored. So a dog gets better and better. They peak. They're going along, and everyone just tries to do a bit more, They're getting worse. It's all going wrong, and crash. And what they should have done is stopped back here, stopped with success, stopped on a big tick and gone, I've done this, it's worked really well, I'm going to come back tomorrow and try again. When you come back tomorrow, don't start where you finished, start back here. Maybe you can progress quicker and get a bit further, but always, always start back here. And back here is a dog on a lead, nice and close, behaving. So here's Lemon come out of the box on a lead. I don't think I've seen Lemon on a lead for at least a year. But Ash is just proving a point. She's come out on the lead. He does a sit and a stay. As I said earlier, like the Spaniel's speciality is they can run and run and run, hunt and hunt and hunt. They're great, great, great. Run, 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 enthusiasm. So he's sat her down. He's thrown a few retrieves around her, and he's just made her take a deep breath. Sort of yoga breath. So Lemon is an English Springer Spaniel, a hunt flush retrieve dog. So what she's doing at the moment is she's quartering the ground in front of her. She's hunting her way up. You imagine this is a bit of heather or a field of bracken or a game crop or something, and Lemon's just going from side to side. Ash is making sure she hunts all the cover, and he's commanding her with his body language, little hand gestures, telling her to go left and right. Now obviously she's not got her nose really on the ground like she might do if she was in a real environment, but she's going through the motions just because she's a good little girl and she wants to please. We've got to have control. So you can see he's got control. She's not too far away from him. But we've also got to be able to stop her. At a moment's notice, we've got to be able to stop her. So she stops on a whistle. Now, if I just blow that whistle, because you might not have heard Ash's. Just a long, flat blast on the whistle. It's not really loud. We don't need to be loud with the dogs. If we're quiet with the dogs, they're always listening. If we're loud with the dogs, they're like, oh, if he wants something, he'll yell. So we want to always try and be quiet. I know a lot of people who watch my demos, they're like, there is no way this guy's ever quiet. But actually, I promise you, when I'm out with a dog on my own in a field, you never hear me say anything, because it's all very quiet, very calm. I'm just very enthusiastic about what I do. So when I'm trying to help and teach other people, I do get quite passionate about it, much to the distress of anyone who puts a microphone on my head and they have to turn the volume way down. So she's hunting along. Next thing she's got to learn is stopping on a whistle, stopping on a shot. She stopped on a whistle. Now she has to learn to stop on a shot. That's fine. You can carry on with her, Ash. So she stopped on a shot. She stopped on the stop whistle. Now she's got to have a rabbit running, bolting in front of her. And you see Ash is quite stationary because we can't really simulate a sort of shooting environment here because we run out of space pretty quickly. But he's hunting her up really slowly. Rabbit bolts. Rabbit gets shot. First one I've hit in years. Because she sat perfectly, she gets the retrieve. If Lemon was out here, and she was running along enthusiastically. She saw the dummy being thrown the shot. She's like, oh, I'm going to get it. And Ash had to go, no, 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 sit, and correct her and work on it. He'd have taken her back to the exact spot where he blew the whistle, sat her down, then he'd have walked out, picked up the retrieve, and started the whole thing again. The way I described this to someone this morning was, everyone this morning was, it's like when you go to reverse park your car and you're halfway into the space and you know you've made a balls up of it. It's just not going to be right. You're going to hit the curb, or you're going to end up like miles away, and you go backwards and forwards, and it never really works. You're better off just to pull right out of the space, go around the block, and reposition your car in the right position again, and then you get it right. And that's very much how we train our dogs. I think any good dog trainer has got a serious issue with OCD. You've got to be very particular. You've got to want everything just right. Whenever we're training someone, they're like, oh yeah, that's fine. But if it's fine in a training environment, it's all going to be not fine in the real environment. It's got to be perfect. In a field like this where there's really nothing else going on, it's got to be so good, because as soon as you get in the real world, where there's sheep and rabbits and hares and everything else, you've got to know you've got that control. And Ash clearly does with Lemon. So we're going to get Sam out now. And we need some volunteers from the audience. The plan is, kids, I'm going to throw this tennis ball down to the far end of the ring. Hi. When I say go, I want you to run down and pick it up before the dog gets it. If you cheat and you try and go before I say go, I'm going to set my dogs on you. Okay? Sam, same goes to you. On your marks. Get set, go. Take it. Oh, Sam. Oh, that was close. That was close. Look at him. He's like dodgems. Well done, Sam. Right, come back. We'll give you a head start. We'll try it again. On your marks. Get set, go. Knocked over by a herd of... Oh, it was quite a quick one in the middle there, wasn't there? You're not allowed to rugby tackle him when he's got the thing. Right. I need one person. Who was at the front? I think you were at the... Let's turn around. Just turn around. Yeah, you were the fastest. I need a little job for you. Everyone else, thank you very much. Go and find your parents. You're no longer my problem. So this is Isla. Now, Isla is a very, very typical English Springer Spaniel. Life is just great for Isla. She's happy. She's ready to go. She's springing all the time. What Isla is amazing at, which you'll see here, is her focus and her devotion to whoever's working her. Now, Ash is just going to throw a dummy down there for her. She's seen it. She's looking back for permission. He sends her. He stops her. She looks back for permission. He throws another distraction out. And he sends her on for the first one. You see that focus, that devotion? People go, oh, what a bond that person's got with his dog. It's not his dog. He didn't train it. First time he worked that dog was at this show this morning. People think dogs are, their dog loves them and they would never go with anybody else, and you know, they're basically all wrong. Sorry to disappoint you. Dogs are incredibly fickle. You take them out, you do fun stuff with them, they'll switch very quickly to whoever they want to be with. And I'm honest, Isla is she was 6 years old 2 days ago. She's Dan's dog, who's one of our trainers. Yes, she knows Ash. She goes for walks with him and things when we're out just at home, letting the dogs out and things, but she doesn't work for him. He's never competed with her. He's never trained her. He's never done anything with her. He just brought her here just as a little example of a dog that if they're well trained and they're focused, they'll do it for anybody. He's going to send her for the one on the left to start with, by the looks of his hands. So he gives her a clear hand signal to the left, and he sends her. She brings it back to him, super fast, tails wagging. Right, quick, what's next? Well done. She's ready to go. Come on, let's go, Dad, let's go. Sends her off for the next one. Off she goes like a little rocket. He stops her just before she gets to the one behind her. He calls her back. Now, why is he doing this? He's doing this just to show you guys a level of control, okay? She's really just working for him, not thinking, I know where it is, I'm off. She's a lovely, honest little dog. She just wants to get it right all the time. People often ask me, what's the difference between a Springer and a Cocker? And this is exactly the difference. Springers want to get it right. Yeah, they don't all the time. Don't get me wrong, they don't all the time, but they do try. They're like, oh, I tried to go that way, Dad, but I got distracted by a leaf or by a snowflake or something. Cockers, you say go that way, and they go, oh, you want me to go over there? Oh, well, in which case I'm going to go over here. They're much more sneaky. We've often had the conversation about intelligent dogs. And if you ask someone on the street, what's the most intelligent dog? Our view of what's intelligent and what isn't may be skewed. We go, oh, Labradors are just lazy and stupid. Now, I've got a Border Collie, I've got Cockers, I've got Springers, I've got Labradors, we've got a German Short-Haired Pointer, so I'm not biased. But people say, oh, Labrador's a bit lazy, a bit stupid. Are they? They've figured out if they keep a low profile, they can lie around in front of the Aga, getting fed tidbits, getting away with molting all over the floor, making a bloody awful mess, but everyone loves them, and everyone cuddles them, and all the kids want to sit on the bed with them and play fetch with them. It's a really interesting conversation. I'm starting a podcast in July sometime, and it's one of the conversations, one of the things I want to talk about is how to measure a level of dog's intelligence. Because it's a little bit like us, if you get straight A's at your GCSEs and your A-levels, you're considered to be intelligent. I'd love someone to tell me that Richard Branson isn't intelligent, and yet he got 0 A-levels. I think he got 1 GCSE and he was put in prison, But that guy's got to be seriously intelligent. So I think the way we measure it is maybe wrong, whether it's humans or dogs. I think they've all got their positive traits, and they've all got things that they're not so good at. I think they're just like us in that way. There is no such thing as the perfect dog, whether it's an individual dog or a breed of dog. Sit up. We've had lots of dogs. There isn't such thing as a perfect dog. Don't compare your old dog to your new dog. If you have a really great dog, don't try and replace it. Get another one. That's great. I hope you enjoyed our demonstration. I hope you enjoyed your day. If you've got any questions, please feel free to get in touch. If you want to see more of what we do, we've got a YouTube channel, just Mordor Gundogs. I don't really know how these things work, but I'm sure you'll figure it out better than me. And as my son told me this morning, if you do watch our YouTube channel, please like and subscribe. I don't quite know why you have to do that, but you are told to do that, so I feel that I should tell everyone to do it.